In this short video, I'm going to be talking about what is a death doula. My name is Shanti Vani, and I was trained in 2018 to be an end-of-life doula or a death doula. I enjoy sharing information about our line of work. Death doulas, also called end-of-life doulas, are non-medical professionals who support people in preparing for death and also throughout the process before, during, and after. What doulas do depends on what the needs are. We provide holistic, compassionate support. While our primary focus is on the client, our effort is to help everyone involved in the situation to deal with what's happening and prepare with what lies ahead. When we say holistic, we care for the whole person in body, mind, and spirit. We address practical details such as perhaps offering a checklist of things to pay attention to and to take care of before death and also after death. We provide grounded and calm presence for people because there are a lot of emotional ups and downs. And we follow the client's direction in matters of the heart, understanding that each person has a unique way of living their life. So if there are certain religious practices that are important, we let them explain to us how they want to practice. When possible, it's really best to begin the relationship while the client is able to still reflect and plan and communicate their wishes. Doulas assist with advanced directives and advanced care planning. And, there are times when either there are no papers or they haven't been looked at in years and they need to be perhaps found in a closet somewhere, reviewed and updated. And as our clients get to know us, we find that an important part of life is life review. When we take time to listen to their story, they feel seen and heard. Just helps people to feel comfortable. And it takes time to build a relationship. And an ethical will is a document that provides prompts to help a person to communicate their values, their life lessons, their story, their philosophy about life. And oftentimes when you are doing an ethical will, it can lead to a legacy project, which can come in many forms. And it gives meaning as one is approaching the end. And it also, a legacy project can be left for family members and friends as a remembrance. We provide deep, active listening. This is a skill that I learned in my doula training. If we don't know how to help someone in grief, it can be really awkward. We can feel sort of helpless and insufficient. So it's good to learn how to do deep, active listening. In that kind of listening, we don't have answers. We don't try to fix anything. We just take some time to really listen and let the griever say whatever they have to say. And if they're crying, we just let them cry without interrupting them. So in a hospital setting, if the doctor or the nurse has to, they've done what they were there to do and they have to go and take care of another patient or do their charting, a doula could be the one to stay with them and hold space and give them the support that they need. Guided imagery is another way that we help the client or the patient to be comfortable. It helps them to get into a state of relaxation. So how we do this is we learn about some special memory that they have, perhaps from childhood or from earlier on in their life. Perhaps it might be floating down a river, out on the water a lot of times, or in the woods, or sometime they were chopping wood with their dad. Whatever that comforting story is, we carry them through that memory by recalling it gently into their ear as they're relaxing with their eyes closed, usually lying down. And so we can actually help them to visualize that pleasant experience, and it helps to relax the patient and also put some worries aside. Sitting bedside vigil is a very important part of our work. Oftentimes, along with hospice staff, we support the family and friends to provide a calm presence at the bedside. I'm sure you know it's important to have people calm around you, and if there's a doula present, it can help to set the tone and support the people that are there. Sometimes we just teach them how to get comfortable doing that. You know, I don't always want people to need me to hold their hand every step of the way. So education is a really good part of what we like to do. So the thought here is when the doctor is giving the news of perhaps a medical condition going downhill, sometimes, you know, often the patient and the family are very tense and nervous and anxious about what the doctor's going to say, and they might not even really be able to hear what's being said. So if a doula is present as part of the care team when the doctor is talking with the family and the patient, the doula is able to hear and understand what's being said and be a sort of an interpreter or a translator for the patient and family. And so again, the medical staff can go do their thing, and the doula can help the people to adjust to whatever this news is that's being given. And then if they have questions, the doula can help them to get the answers and to clarify what's going on, and also to help the patient to make their own choices in the situation. So I call it translator and friend. So yeah, our effort, our great joy is to help ease the transition and help to reduce the stress on everybody. Actually, you know, we all know that death is part of life, whether we like it or not, and whether we're ready for it or not. So to be able to support people in this holistic way is really an honor and a joy. Also, doulas can be involved in the funeral, the burial, the preparations, gathering stories, celebration of life, and ceremony. Some are trained as celebrants. Others know intuitively how to operate in the space of ceremony and ritual, especially if they've gotten to know the family and the person, and you know, it can bring a real personal touch to a celebration of life. Also, the aftercare, the care of the doula does not end when the person dies. We like to remain with the family for as long as they need the help, provide that continuum of personal support. This is a funeral that I officiated at Prairie Creek Conservation Cemetery in Gainesville, Florida. It was really lovely and very moving, and the family and friends were able to shovel the dirt onto the body and help lower the body. So, like this butterfly, death doulas naturally love to serve. That's why we do this work. For myself, after going through so much grief and loss in my life, I found a way through it all and decided that this was what I wanted to do, because I also wanted to help others who were going through suffering and grief and loss, fear and pain and all of that, to help them. And I've been very glad that I can do that. So this is a photo from inside a hand-dug grave at Prairie Creek Conservation Cemetery. So all the graves there are dug by hand, and the land is preserved in perpetuity. It becomes a sacred land preserve. So it's lovely that we have this in Gainesville, and there are many others around the world. I just want to thank everyone for listening, and I hope some of what you've heard in this brief presentation has been of interest to you and that we can talk more. So thank you so much. My name is Shanti Vani. My business is Transforming Grief, LLC. I am a grief specialist and an end-of-life doula. I love to serve groups and individuals, both virtually and in person. And my contact information is goodgriefwoman@gmail.com. You can check out my website, shantivani.com. And if you want to call or text, my number is 352-225-1385. I'm also on the board of the Florida End-of-Life Doula Alliance as of now. We're in 2026. This organization was founded in 2024, and it is a 501c3 nonprofit. So you can find us at fielda.org. We have educational events and a doula directory. And please contact me if you have any questions. Feel free to ask. Thank you so much.